probably been told that to keep your muscles strong after 60, you have to fall in love with workouts, buy equipment, and carve out an hour a day. That message stops more people than weak legs ever did. Loving exercise is not a requirement for living strong. What your body needs is a plan that doesn't feel like exercise at all. A plan that fits inside the way you already live, uses objects you already own, works in clothes you already wear, and takes less time than a commercial break. Tonight, I want to hand you that plan. I'll speak to you as a guide, not as a doctor, with a practical, gentle approach built for people who would rather do almost anything than a workout video. By the end, you'll know exactly how to keep your legs, hips, and back strong with moves you can do in your kitchen, hallway, or bedroom, how to set your home up so strength becomes automatic, and how to measure progress with real-life wins like standing from low chairs without using your hands or taking stairs without planning a pause. If you hate exercise, good. This was made for you. Let's start by saying the honest thing out loud. After 60, many people avoid exercise because it feels complicated, embarrassing, painful, or boring. Big gyms are noisy. Equipment looks like it belongs to someone younger. The last group class left your knees sulking. You were told to do 3 sets of 10 without a reason that made sense, and you quit after 6 days because every step felt like a chore instead of a choice. None of that means your body gave up. It means the instructions didn't match your life. Muscles in later life still listen, but they prefer clear messages delivered in small, repeatable doses. The mistake is trying to fix a simple problem with a complicated solution. The right approach is to make strength part of ordinary living, not a separate, dreaded event. Here's the promise I'm making tonight. You can rebuild and protect muscle without a gym by using short holds and slow, controlled movements that create gentle tension in the exact positions life asks for. Sitting and standing, pushing a door, pulling a handle, hinging to pick something up, and staying steady on your feet. You'll do these in tiny windows you already have. While the kettle warms, during a commercial, right before breakfast, after lunch, before bed. Each small repetition is a message to your muscles. We still use this. Nothing is heroic. Everything is repeatable. The result is less wobble on the first steps of the day, less negotiation with low chairs, friendlier stairs, and a stride that feels like yours again. The plan rests on 3 pillars that are easy to remember and even easier to keep. First, send one small strength signal in the morning so your muscles know they matter today. Second, sprinkle brief movement snacks after meals to protect circulation and keep your legs involved in your day. Third, repeat one calm strength cue in the evening to mark the muscles you want your body to repair while you sleep. Morning, meals, evening, that's the rhythm. You don't have to love it. You only have to show up for a few minutes. The morning pillar is short on purpose. When you wake, your body has been fasting and resting. Your muscles are ready to hear from you, but they aren't eager for drama. Place a sturdy chair so its back touches a wall. Stand with the backs of your calves just in front of the seat edge. Feet a little wider than your hips, toes slightly out. Hinge from your hips as if your whole upper body were one long board tipping forward. Keep your chest quietly proud and lower until you hover an inch above the seat. Pause for a breath. Press the floor away and stand tall, exhaling slowly as if you're fogging a window. Do 5 to 8 of these calmly. If your knees complain near the bottom, raise the seat with a cushion and keep the hover higher. That's it. You don't have to sweat. You just sent a clear message to the muscles that lift you from chairs, steady you on steps, and keep your posture honest. Pair it with a real breakfast that includes meaningful protein, and your body will have the building blocks to use that signal. After meals comes the second pillar, tiny walks that feel too small to matter and yet change everything. For 5 minutes after breakfast, 5 minutes after lunch, and 5 minutes after dinner. 1 is good, 2 is better, 3 is ideal. Walk at a purposeful but comfortable pace. Your hallway counts, your porch counts, your kitchen loop counts. These 5 minutes wake the calf muscles that pump blood back toward the heart, soften the sugar waves from meals, and whisper to your legs that they're still on the schedule. If 5 minutes sounds like a lot, do 3. The point is rhythm, not heroics. Most people notice calmer legs at night and friendlier ankles by the end of the first week. The evening pillar is about quiet strength and better sleep. An hour before bed, dim the lights. 30 to 60 minutes before lights out, choose one gentle hold from the menu you'll learn in a moment. Breathe out longer than you breathe in and let that hold last 20 to 30 seconds. Repeat once. If dinner was light, enjoy a small, protein-centered snack. Greek or soy yogurt, cottage cheese, or a small glass of milk or soy milk. So your body drip feeds amino acids through the first deep sleep block. Your legs do their best repair when you're not watching. You don't need to feel sore to get stronger. You need to be consistent and kind. Now for the menu. These are not workouts. They are shapes you already know. Made active with a small trick. Steady tension. You'll choose 3 shapes per day. 1 in the morning, 1 or 2 after meals, 1 at night, or you'll weave them into the day whenever you remember. Every shape follows the same recipe. Get tall, create a firm but friendly pressure you could hold for half a minute, exhale longer than you inhale. Keep your face quiet and stop before anything sharp or hot talks back. The effort should feel like a 6 out of 10, never a 10. The first shape is the chair hover you just learned. It trains the exact muscles that keep you from collapsing into seats and help you stand without using your hands. If balance is a question, set the chair in front of a countertop so one fingertip can rest for confidence. If your knees are sensitive, place a looped belt or light band above your knees and press gently outward as you stand. That cue recruits the hips and keeps the knees tracking cleanly. If your back is chatty, think long through the crown of the head, not chest up, and hinge from the hips so your spine moves as one piece. The second shape is the wall push. Face a wall with your palms at chest height, fingers spread, one small step back with each foot. Lean gently into the wall and try to push it away without moving your body. You won't win, that's the point. Keep your ribs stacked over your pelvis, heels heavy, jaw soft. Hold for 20 to 30 seconds while you breathe long and slow, rest for 20 to 30 seconds and repeat once. You'll feel your chest and arms, yes, but the quiet magic is the way your trunk learns to hold you steady while your ankles stay anchored. Doors feel lighter, groceries get easier. The third shape is the doorway pull. Stand in a doorway, hands on the jambs at about rib height, thumbs pointing up. Step your feet forward so your arms find tension. Lean back a little and sit your hips an inch as if you were starting to sit. Now pull the house toward you without moving. You'll feel the muscles between your shoulder blades wake up and your arms support you in a way that improves posture without strain. If your grip is limited, loop a towel around each side and hold the ends. It's friendlier to hands and wrists. Hold, breathe, rest, repeat. Posture improves from the back, not from forcing the chest forward. The fourth shape is the counter hinge. Stand facing a countertop, hands resting lightly on the edge. Step back half a foot, soften your knees, and hinge from the hips like a polite bow, keeping your back long and your gaze softly forward. Press down into the counter without leaning on it and imagine your heels dragging backward on the floor, even though they don't move. That invisible drag switches on the big muscles at the back of your legs, glutes and hamstrings, without asking your knees to bend deeply. Hold, breathe, rest, repeat. This one protects your back when you pick something up or reach into a low cupboard. The fifth shape is the calf hold. Stand tall with fingertips on the back of a sturdy chair. Rise onto the balls of your feet until you're as tall as your toes allow. Don't bounce, hover. Try to press the floor down through your big toes while you keep your ankles long. Hold for 15 to 30 seconds, rest, repeat. The calves are your second heart. When they stay strong, ankles behave, steps feel springy, and evening heaviness eases. If you enjoy a sixth option, add a gentle carry once or twice a week. Hold a grocery bag or a small backpack at your side and walk your hallway for 40 to 60 seconds, tall and steady, eyes to the horizon. This quiet challenge teaches hips and trunk to share the load the way life asks when you shop, clean, or move a plant. If one side feels awkward, switch hands halfway. If balance is a question, use a lighter bag and shorten the walk. Carries are stealth strength for people who don't exercise. That's your menu. You don't need all of it every day. You need a few bites often. If you like rules that fit on a sticky note, follow the 1-1-1 rule. 1 set in the morning, 1 set after any meal, 1 set in the evening. If the day is smooth, do more. If the day is hard, keep the promise small. Programs fail because people aim for perfect. Bodies thrive when people aim for repeatable. The way you set your home up decides whether this plan becomes a habit or a hope. Place one sturdy chair against a wall in the kitchen, because kitchens are where days begin and end. That's your hover station. Clear a small walking loop in your home, where 5 minutes takes you out and back without turning sharply in the dark. That's your after-meal route. Put a yellow sticky note on the refrigerator door that says hover plus breathe. Tape a second note by the coffee maker that says protein first. Slip a third note near the TV remote that says dim lights, slow breath. Habits stick where your eyes already land. If you use a cane or walker, keep it beside the chair and do every shape with one hand on a stable surface at first. Safety is not a restriction. It's what allows you to repeat the plan tomorrow. Food is part of the plan because muscles rebuild with materials, not wishes. You don't need a special diet. You need a real breakfast soon after waking with 25 to 30 grams of protein from foods you recognize. Eggs with tomatoes, Greek or soy yogurt with nuts and fruit, cottage cheese with cinnamon and berries, a milk or soy milk smoothie with a measured scoop of whey or soy, or a tofu scramble with peppers and onions. If appetite is small, start with half portions but make them real. After meals, that 5-minute walk helps your body put those nutrients to work. In the evening, if dinner was light, a small protein-centered snack 30 to 60 minutes before bed. Drip feeds your muscles during deep sleep, so the evening hold you practiced has a reward. Hydrate earlier in the day so you aren't up all night, and taper fluids 90 minutes before bed if bathroom trips interrupt sleep. None of this is fussy, it's friendly. You might wonder how to measure progress without turning your life into a spreadsheet. Keep it human. On day 1, count how many slow stands you can do from a normal chair without using your hands before your form starts to wobble. Most people land between 6 and 10. Write the number on a sticky note and tuck it under the chair. Check again in 2 weeks. Maybe the number is higher. Maybe the hover shakes less. Maybe you stood from the sofa without pushing on your thighs and didn't even notice until a grandchild pointed it out. That's data. Or choose the mailbox test. Time. How long it takes you to walk from your front door to the mailbox and back at a comfortable pace. Repeat 2 weeks later. Or track life markers that matter more. Whether you chose the stairs without thinking, whether the second step on your porch felt shorter, whether you carried 2 light bags instead of 1 heavy one. The numbers in your day tell the truth better than any tracker. Because many of you carry old stories in your joints, here are clean adjustments that keep the plan friendly. If your knees complain, keep your feet a little wider, turn your toes slightly out, send your hips back first in every sit, and raise the chair so the joint angle is kind. If your hips feel stiff, finish every stand truly tall, hips open, ribs stacked over pelvis, so the front of your hips doesn't live shortened. If your lower back talks, lengthen your neck and imagine a soft belt around your waist that you gently snug as you exhale. This spreads the work across your trunk instead of dumping it into your back. If balance is the fear, use a countertop and move turns slowly. Practice a 1-second stillness at the top of every stand with your eyes on the horizon. If your ankles are tight, add 10 heel-to-toe rocks before each walk. If your wrists don't like wall pushes, press your forearms into the wall instead. Precision is kinder than bravery. Safety is a strength plan's backbone. Stop and get checked if you feel chest pressure, unusual shortness of breath that doesn't settle, faintness, or a joint that becomes hot, swollen, or sharply painful. If you've had recent surgery or weight-bearing limits, keep every shape inside your instructions. If blood pressure or blood sugar is part of your daily life, you'll likely see both behave better with this style of training and short post-meal walks. Keep your usual monitoring and share improvements with your clinician. If you use oxygen, arrange tubing safely and keep pace gentle. If peripheral neuropathy makes your feet unreliable, wear supportive shoes, keep floors clear, and avoid sudden turns. Your hallway can become a safe training ground with steady light. Let me make the plan feel real with a few short stories that mirror the people I meet. Rosa is 72 and says she hates exercise because every class she tried made her joints complain for days. She puts a sturdy chair against the kitchen wall and a note that says, "Hover, plows, breathe." Kettle on, 5 slow hovers with a tiny pause above the seat. She keeps her coffee and adds a cup of Greek yogurt with walnuts and berries. After lunch, she walks her hallway for 5 minutes with a favorite song. At night, she does a 20-second doorway pull and a long exhale before bed. On day 4, she stands from the sofa without pushing on her thighs. On day 10, she notices the second half of the stairs to her apartment. No longer demands a pause. She still hates exercise. She loves feeling steady. Matteo is 76 with an old knee injury that made him swear off squats forever. He raises his chair with a folded towel and widens his stance. He keeps one fingertip on the counter and counts his exhales while he hovers high. He learns to spread the floor gently with his feet, which invites his hips into the job. 2 weeks later, he removes the towel. 4 weeks later, he takes the church pew without rehearsing his exit. What he thought was a knee problem was a technique problem, and technique is kinder than toughness. May is 74, fully plant-based, and sure that without meat she can't keep muscle. She adopts soy as a friend, soy yogurt with chia at breakfast, tofu stir-fry at lunch twice a week, a warm mug of soy milk on nights when dinner was light. She practices doorway pulls in the afternoon for 5 slow breaths and takes the 5-minute post-meal walks inside her apartment. A month later, she carries 2 light bags up the stairs instead of 1 heavy one and calls her Stride mine again. She still doesn't do workouts. She does shapes. Daniel is 68 and loves a soft couch and a late-night show. He realizes the couch's training collapse, so he slides a firm board under the cushions and adds a wedge. He practices the chair hover during commercials and the calf hold while the kettle hums. He moves his evening drink earlier in the week and replaces the nightcap with a warm mug of milk. Sleep gets deeper. Morning legs stop arguing with the floor. He laughs because nothing felt like exercise. It felt like living with a plan. Elena is 70 and fell last winter. Fear made her avoid stairs and low seats. She starts with the wall push and the counter hinge because they feel safest, then adds a 1-second stillness at the top of every stand. She places a sticky note on her fridge that says, "Steady feet, quiet face." After 3 weeks, she notices she turns to reach a cupboard with 1 calm step instead of 3. Panicked once. Confidence returned the way it left, in small pieces. If you like gentle structure, here's a 2-week map that fits on a postcard. Week 1, learn the shapes and keep every hold or set short. Morning, 5 to 8 chair, hovers with a tiny pause before contact. After lunch, 5 minutes of easy walking. Evening, 1 20-second hold of either the wall push or doorway pull with long exhales. Do this 3 or 4 days the first week. Week 2, keep the same shapes and add 1 quiet progression of your choice. Hover 1 inch lower, hold 5 seconds longer, or add the calf hold once a day. Keep the 5-minute walks after meals on as many days as life allows. By the end of week 2, most people report a clear win. Fewer hand assists, less evening calf tightness, a steadier first step in the morning, or better sleep because legs feel calmer. There are predictable buts that can steal momentum, so let's disarm them now. But 5 minutes can't matter. 5 minutes, 3 times a day, builds more strength in a month than an hour you never start. Your body cares about repeated signals, not gym calendars. But I don't like exercise. Then stop calling it exercise. Call it rehearsal. You are rehearsing how to stand, step, and steady when life asks. But I'll forget. Put notes where your eyes go. The chair, the fridge, the remote. Tie holds to actions you already do. Kettle on means hover. Fridge open means pull. Adds on means calf hold. Lights dim means wall push. But I'm afraid of pain. There is no rule that says strength must hurt. Hold steady at a 6 out of 10 effort. Breathe long, keep your face quiet, and stop before joints complain. The goal is to finish every small practice feeling a little better than you started. Posture benefits more from small cues than from orders to stand up straight. Use the top of each stand to build a 1-second stillness. Weight even in both feet. Crown of the head tall, chin level, ribs softly stacked over pelvis. Shoulders easy. That single second unlocks better balance on shiny floors and crowded sidewalks. During walks, let your back leg finish the step so your hip opens. Most people cut steps short and wonder where their stride went. If curbs feel tricky, glance at the place you want to step, not at your feet. Your body follows your gaze. Your environment can multiply your progress. Good light in hallways reduces unnecessary wobble. A small rail near the 2 steps you always climb turns fear into practice. A shoe with a friendly toe box lets your big toe push off the way nature intended. A water glass kept visible in the morning and early afternoon helps muscles work in a body that isn't dehydrated. A bedroom that is cool, dark, and quiet protects the deep sleep where your legs repair. If you live with someone, invite them to try one shape with you. People who hate exercise often like company. You might ask about days when energy is low. Those are the days the plan matters most. On low energy days, shrink the promise. 1 hover, 1 wall push, 1 5-minute stroll. That's enough to keep your momentum alive. Tomorrow can be bigger. Bodies at this stage respond to the next wise choice, not to guilt about the last one. If you miss a day, do not start a conversation about failure. Stand up, hinge, hover for a breath, and begin again. There are also small upgrades you can layer in when you feel ready, but never before. In the wall push, shift your weight slowly from one foot to the other while keeping the pressure steady through your hands. That teaches your trunk to hold you while your base changes, which is the essence of balance. In the calf hold, lower halfway and rise again once or twice without bouncing. That adds control without pounding. In the doorway, pull, turn your head slowly left and right while you hold. That trains the balance system to stay calm when your world moves. These are spices, not meals. Add them when you want a little variety. If you're wondering about a single number to keep in mind, let it be this: 20 to 30 seconds. That's how long most of your holds should last, with a rest of 20 to 30 seconds before the second round. It's long enough for muscles to work, short enough for joints to feel respected, and easy enough to fit between pouring water and drinking tea. If you prefer to count breaths instead of seconds, hold for 5 slow breaths with a longer exhale than inhale. Breath is a built-in timer that calms your heart and lowers pressure while you get stronger. What about the days you travel or visit family? The shapes travel with you. Hotel rooms have walls, chairs, and doorways. A friend's kitchen has a counter. Your body is the equipment. Choose one shape in the morning, walk for 5 minutes after the biggest meal, choose one shape in the evening, and go to bed a little proud of keeping your promise. Strength is not perfection. Strength is persistence. I want to close the loop by returning to why this works, because understanding turns a habit into a choice. As we age, muscles become less responsive to casual signals. Short, steady doses of tension, especially when paired with calm breathing, cross the threshold that says, keep this tissue. Slow, controlled descents teach joints to be protected rather than surprised. Brief holds in safe positions recruit the fast, powerful fibers that help you rise from a chair and catch your balance on a bus without asking your knees to suffer. Tiny walks after meals steady your internal chemistry and deliver blood to the exact places you want to maintain. Small evening signals point your overnight repair crew to the muscles you use today. None of this relies on motivation. It relies on design. If I had to compress everything into one sentence you could tape to your fridge, it would be this: create steady tension in everyday positions, breathe out longer than you breathe in, and repeat most days so your legs remember they belong to you. Before you turn off the light, set up tomorrow's success. Place a sturdy chair against a wall where you'll see it in the morning. Put a note on the seat that says hover plus breathe. Set yogurt, eggs, tofu, or milk where it's the first thing you see at breakfast. Clear your hallway for a 5-minute stroll after lunch. Tape a small note near your remote that says dim lights, slow breath, 1 hold, and pick whether it will be a wall push or a doorway pull. In the morning, hinge back and hover for a breath, stand tall with a long exhale, and count 5 clean repetitions. After lunch, walk your home loop and let your calves pump. In the evening, hold the wall gently and breathe a little longer out than in. Then come back here and tell me what changed in a week. fewer hand assists, steadier curbs, warmer feet by evening, or a second flight of stairs that stopped feeling like a speech you had to give yourself. Share your updates so someone who hates exercise will see that strength doesn't require love. It only requires a plan that fits a real life. If this helped, subscribe and stay close to this community. We're building a library of friendly, science-grounded habits for vitality in the years that matter most.